Okay, other issues, I mean. Kọ́dún máa ṣe ẹ̀ ní pé. Funny.
Excuse me. Manu.
Well, we want to thank God for sparing our lives and the life of our comrades that were unjustly imprisoned, detained by AC Danokoro, the area commander of the Area E Command. Those boys were on their legal duty, preventing vehicles from crossing the lawn along 2nd Avenue. AC Danokoro and his boys went there over prompt-up charges and arrested those boys, detained them unjustly, despite the fact that the CSO and the SSA legal went there to effect their bail, which is normal and legally recognized. But he drove away the CSO, humiliated a lawyer, the SSA legal, and drove them out of his office. They kept vigil till 12 midnight, and they drove them away, saying he would take them to court the following day. At the following day, they went back, coming to court, but he brought them late. Before their bail bond could be effected, the magistrate had closed. Those boys, apart from the fact that they slept in his cell on Thursday, they had to sleep in Kirikiri, minimum prison, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I was at minimum prison Kirikiri on Saturday to show solidarity with our comrades and assure them that we will effect their bail today. Please don't be undaunted. Continue with your legal duties by sweeping our roads, cutting our grasses, maintaining law and order as provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that guarantees and cedes some certain roles to local government administration. I commend your solidarity today, and like I've always said, an injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. And we will all continue to stand together to make Amuwo Odofin a better local government. We will abide by the rule of law, but I want to tell you that we are going to sue AC Danokoro for violation of fundamental human rights. Aside from that, he drove one way yesterday again. He drove a container passing one way destroying our barricade under the pretense that the truck killed an Okada rider and that the mob besieged the truck and they wanted to burn it down. He must be commended to have rescued the situation. While doing that, he drove one way, which he should be persecuted. The law of Lagos State does not allow people to drive along one way. Talk less of breaking the barrier, talk less of bringing high weight vehicle, container into residential area, as it has been outlawed by the government of Lagos. And His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, has repeatedly said, no container, heavy vehicles above 10 tons, be seen plying residential areas. The law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as ceded to FHA, does not allow containers to pass in Festac Town. As we speak, Dan Okoro and his men bring in containers passing one way. We have more than 3 containers parked along his office. The IG and the CP have directed that every abandoned vehicle be removed. Dan Okoro has refused to yield to the directive of the IG and that of the CP. Dan Okoro and his men physically assaulted me yesterday, saying that he is the chief security officer of the local government. And I beg that he go back to read the Constitution of Nigeria that sees such power to the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that also flow the power to the governor of a state, and by extension to chairmen of various local governments. We have effected their bail condition. We will proceed to Kirikiri minimum prison to get the release, the bail of our comrades. We will continue to come to court, and never again shall we see such violation and abuse of public office by AC Dan Okoro. Never again shall anybody retrogress the power of a DPO. Never again shall we have a King Babu in our midst. And Luta continua.
Victoria Sasa. Local government and area commander.
It started very, very wonderful over a year ago when it was posted to the local government. In fact, we were idealizing him to the extent that the local government expended several millions of naira at this area command to fix it, interlocking stones and some other infrastructures, inclusive of the FCIB's office and that of the DPO. Suddenly, it just went out of control, saying that the vehicle that was given to DPOs at the directive of the governor of Lagos State to all local government chairmen be given to him. And I said I cannot violate the directive of His Excellency. Before I knew what was happening, he withdrew his 2IC that was attending the local government security council. We felt it was just a joke. For over 6 months, the 2IC have not been attending security council meetings. I can show you text messages that I've sent to him during distress hour. He has refused to reply my messages. He has refused to pick my call, and I reported him to higher authorities to please help me beg him and investigate if there is any way I have wronged him. As we speak, I have not gotten feedback and there has not been a change. So, there was a time when our man o' war were controlling traffic, particularly when we were fixing the road. The next thing he did was to send people to arrest all of them. I was with the governor of Osun State. I went to Osun with some Italians that have come for internship training in the local government and to see historic sites in Osun. While I was there, I was called that the area commander have arrested our Amuwo boys. Immediately, I picked my phone to call him. He did not pick. I called and called, over 10 missed calls. You can track my line to his line. He did not pick. I sent a message to him. We need to discuss urgent security matters. He did not reply. And I sent the CSO to him, Mr. Amuwo Odofin and Mr. Idowu, the recorder of the Security Council meeting. He drove them out of his office. They kept vigil in his office till 12 a.m. that day. He refused to see them. I also sent my SSA legal to him. He drove everybody out of his office, saying that he's the chief security officer of the local government, is the boss of all bosses. This impunity continued, despite the fact that Amuwo Odofin had the highest case of kidnapping, Amuwo Odofin had the highest case of burglary, Amuwo Odofin had the highest case of so many criminalities in Lagos State. You remember that there was an explosion under the bridge, under Danokoro. Danokoro has retrogressed the power of the DPO. Even the community do not even know who the DPO is. Because and he has also put together a militia group calling them vigilantes. I wonder why police will be organizing vigilantes. That means they have recognized that he has failed as an area commander. The area commander is meant to oversee the functions of the divisional police officer. He's not meant to start making arrests all over the place. It is when the DPO has failed in his responsibility, that is when he steps in. Yesterday, I was in church doing my Thanksgiving. Suddenly, I saw my local government staff again. I said, I'm in church. What is the problem? They said the DPO ordered, the area commander ordered a container to come into the estate passing one way. I said, but we have discussed this thing at our Security Council meeting. We have told Lasma, who is also a member of the Security Council meeting, to provide a space for the police, and the police will secure that space with the directive of the IG that no vehicle be parked along police stations and that this vehicle be bonded and be removed. They refused, and I have pictures, I'll send it to you. They crashed the barricade down. I had to go and get an IAB to remove it so that traffic can flow. He claimed that there was an accident around Abuliado, and at that accident site, the trailer smashed the skull of an Okada rider, and the mob wanted to attack them, and they had to rescue the container and the truck. I said, fine, you have done a good job. I was even surprised that he picked my phone for the first time in 6 months. And you have done a good job by doing that, but that does not warrant you to order your boys to pass through one way and destroy our barriers and destroy our roads. If you know First Act Town very well, we have been battling with road rehabilitation in the last 5 years, and the federal government have not come to our rescue. If in front of his own area too, an armed guard, a mobile policeman, was knocked down by a speeding vehicle. That is why he went to do the speed breaker. And I said, you don't even need a speed breaker. If you have removed all of these hindrance off the road, then your men too will have an appreciable space. And anybody that wants to plant explosive will not even have the chance to do so. Then you'll be secured more, your men will also be secured, the environment will be secured and protected. The next thing he said is that I should shut up on the phone. And I said, officer, I am a public officer, I am the custodian of authority in the local government, you are there to compliment me, I'm there to compliment you. Withdraw that statement. It is very, very abusive. Withdraw that statement. But after throwing that in, we told the officers to move the container outside of First Act and park it at the back of the pediatric general hospital that the governor is building. That is where we are provided, and they are meant to secure the place. They refused. At that point, I had to put my foot down. The governor had directed that containers should not come into residential areas, and all of these things are destroying our roads. So while putting my foot down, he came in suddenly, bamboozling everybody that they should remove the truck from the area. And I went to him, area commander. We are in this cause together. You can't continue to do this. He said they should move, they should move, they should move, and I stood in front of the truck. There and then he ordered the truck to crush me. And I said, I would rather die fighting for the right of my people and protecting the directive of His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. So while doing that, he came to me again. Unknowing to him, the truck was almost crushing both of us. I had to rescue him away from the truck. I have videos, I have everything. At that point, a lot of things are happening. People calling from higher authorities and we considered that, okay, you park the truck inside, not only on the road, inside the compound of the divisional police officer. By this morning, get it out and also remove all of those abandoned vehicles in front of your station. That is where we are.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, what are your submissions here today?
Well,
Recommendations.
we have come here, one, to secure the bail of innocent souls that have been unjustly incarcerated by AC Dan Okoro. Secondly, the boys are also going to sue for violation of fundamental human rights. Thirdly, we are taking the matter to higher authority for them to investigate the matter and open a white paper on this issue so that all of these issues can totally be resolved. Mr. Dan Okoro alone cannot secure the local government. He does not have enough men to secure the local government. He needs to work with his DPO harmoniously. He needs to cement a strong, workable relationship with the divisional police officers. He needs to obey constitutional duties as acceded to various arms of government. Mr. Dan Okoro needs to be investigating. There are so many criminalities happening in the local government, and we need to get to the root of the matter.
Sir, how long has Mr. Dan Okoro been in that command?
I'm sure he would have been there getting close to 2 years by now.
Just 2 years.
Getting close to 2 years by now.
It's all right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We think police is our friend in every society.
Yes,
But
sir.
reverse is the case in Amuwo Odofin. What's your own view concerning?
Reverse is not the case. The police are our friends. The police are working in tandemly with us. We're also working in tandemly with them. What we have in Amuwo Odofin is a case of one man. It's not a case of the police. It's a case of one man, AC Dan Okoro, who have decided to take laws into his own hands, who have decided to wage terror in the local government because he does not like the face of the local government chairman and because the local government chairman is not bowing to his own dictates. So it's not a question of the police as a body. The police are our friends. We are very much obliged to work with them, and we run a family affair in the local government.
What have you done so far in order to settle the issue?
I have reported the matter to higher authority. I am forwarding a letter to higher authority and requesting for an investigation and a white paper be opened to investigate this matter.
Finally, sir, your advice for the staff in order to know.
My advice is that the staff should continue to work peacefully. They should not be daunted. They should not allow any form of intimidation by Mr. Dan Okoro to downcast their ability to serve their fatherland credibly.
Báwo kan ṣe gba owó ìwé wọlé wá? OBJ ìjápọ̀ ilé 87.
Àwọn nìyẹn.
Ó yá 187. Báwo lọkọ̀ ṣe wọlé wá?
Wọ́n pàṣẹ ẹgbà
Àwọn
wọn
ojú sí kámẹ́rà kó sọ̀rọ̀.
ọlọ́pàá ló pàṣẹ ẹgbà wọn wé.
Ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́pàá wo?
Ọlọ́pàá ló pàṣẹ ẹgbà wọn wé. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn wá gbé mọ́tò láti kọ́ńpìnì ni.
Kọ́ńpìlì ń bo.
Láti kọ́ńpìnì Iron Company tó ti ṣe mọ́tò inú Àmúwò ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Ibẹ̀ ni mọ́tò yẹn wà. Àwọn ọlọ́jà tó ń jà náà lọ pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá. Ìgbà wọn dẹ̀ lọ pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá dírẹ́bà ti dúró lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ yẹn pé mọ́tò yẹn ò lè gba ìwà páàkì gbàbí. Àwọn nọ́pà mi tiẹ̀ pé kó bá ìfọ́sì kó gbàbí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ wá dákà dúró lẹ́yìn. Wọ́n wá dákà dúró lẹ́yìn ni mọ́tò yẹn fi gbàbí báyìí. Mọ́tò tó dẹ̀ wá ń lò ẹrù máa púṣì ẹ̀ olófà àwọn náà ní kó gba one way.
Ọlọ́pàá ló ní gba one way.
ọlọ́pàá ló ní kó gba one way. ọlọ́pàá ló ní kó gba one way. ọlọ́pàá ló ní kó gba bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ṣé bọ́ọ̀nù wà bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ tó gba bíbá yìí? Kí ló dé tá fi ní kẹ́ gba one way?
obey police order wọ́n arrest mọ́tò ni.
Kí ni mọ́tò ṣe tán fi arrest ẹ̀?
àwọn náà wá mú mọ́tò láti company fúnra wọn àwọn tó lẹ́rù méjì náà ń jà ìkànnì wọn ló lọ pọ̀.